I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
This thing on? Oop, we're almost there. Yep, it's on. Welcome, everybody, to another Georgia Archery podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler, and this is where we talk about, well, anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers, wherever they may shoot. And if you did see the social media post, I was looking for a co-host for tonight because I didn't have one lined up. And look at here, if the professional archer from South Georgia, Chuck Darnell. Hello, Chuck. How are you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's going on there, Big John? I'm doing good.
So, how was your weekend? That's how I start every show off with every person. How was your weekend?
It was good. Got a little bit of shooting in this past weekend and did a little bit of fishing, worked on my car.
Yeah. Sometimes we have to do what we got to do, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I had a good weekend. Saturday, of course, I work almost every Saturday. If I'm not at a tournament somewhere, I'm working somewhere. And, well, I was at work, and of course, it was busy. Needless to say, at a few days before hunting season, why wouldn't it be busy, right?
Yeah, right.
And then Sunday, I decided to go shoot the Big Creek, the battle at Big Creek. A hunting shoot. It was a lot of fun. So we'll talk about that when we get to it and talk about it and how many folks he had and all that good stuff. But yeah, so first of all, if people don't know who you are, where are you from, and a little bit about yourself. So Chuck, just tell us who you are, what you do. I mean, I saw your social media has been pumping up with a new logo. Trying to build some more audience, and you've been trying to build up your stuff. So first off, tell everybody where to find you, and then a little bit about yourself.
Okay, you can find me on Facebook under Chuck Competitive Archer, or on Instagram under Chuck Darnell. I work at Broken Arrow Outfitters in Perry, Georgia. I'm the archery tech there. I run the archery department there. I'm originally from Indiana, moved down here actually 5 years ago now. Transplant from Central Indiana, military veteran, and I picked up archery, started archery in 2019.
What brought you to Georgia? It was archery related.
Yeah, originally I moved to Georgia. I was lead bow builder at Martin Archery. When they bought out Obsession, they moved the Martin facility down here to Georgia, and then they hired me to be their lead bow builder. And I worked there for a couple of years building their bows and stuff, and then I quit there and went to work at Broken Arrow as the archery tech there, and been there ever since.
John, is that the owner?
Yes, sir. John Cannon is the owner of it.
Is the owner of, yeah, I've been knowing John for years.
John, oh, yeah, we talk about you all the time at work.
I've been knowing John for a long time. He's a good fellow. So, yeah, and if you're over there in the Perry area, you can run right across the street from the Ag Center, really, almost, as you're going down that way, and keep going, and you'll find Broken Arrow. And then if you want to stop and get some Stricklands while you are, isn't it right behind y'all?
Yeah, it's right. Strickland's gas station right there. Yep.
So, you can always stop down there and get something. I haven't been in there in a long time. I couldn't tell you the last time I've been in there. Well, a couple of times I try to, the days that I'm headed in that direction, y'all, that's the only day y'all are closed, or y'all not open, or something or closed delayed or however it was. So I just hadn't had a chance to get by there. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
we're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. And right across the street from the state fairgrounds.
Yeah, it's
Actually,
from
the interstate. I'm sorry.
yeah, the interstate really.
Yeah,
Yep. But yeah, the ag center's just right there. So but yeah, you ended up coming down working there. You were not a competitive archer at that time, were you?
I had just gotten started in it.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Is you had hunted a little bit or played with archery a little bit, but as you got down in Georgia, that's when you really kicked that into higher gear, right?
That is correct.
And you compete.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And you compete at in the pro level.
Yes, in the senior pro division.
Senior pro division. And so you have an NFAA card, right? Isn't that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. NFAA and ASA.
And an ASA card, yes. Well, the reason I say that, and I'm not trying to pick ASA is not easy and whatever, but NFAA has some stipulations. They don't just hand those cards out to anybody.
No, there's a
qualifying score, and then you got to have another pro sign off for you. I mean, there's some steps to getting a professional card from NFAA.
Yeah, and then you do have to shoot a qualifying score, but it can only be at certain tournaments.
That's right. It's not like you did it in your backyard. It has to be. It has to be a state tournament or a national or a regional. What I guess they call it regionals. They're sectionals. That's what they call them, sectionals. So
I'm not 100% sure on the state tournament. I think it has to be a regional or national.
I thought that the state, because they're still affiliated, as long as it's affiliated with the NFAA. I think that's right, but I'm not. Don't hold me to it. We can call.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on that either. So
we can call the guys in charge. Who's now over NFAA's pro coordinator? Who's the pro staff coordinator for NFA now? Gosh, I just lost his name. Young man. Because when you did it, Chuck was doing it.
Yeah, that is correct.
Chuck's no longer doing it.
No. As a matter of fact, Chuck was doing it, and then I think it was the year after I got my pro card. Maybe it's two. Dave Cousins took over, but he's no longer doing it either.
No, I can't think of who it is. I hate to be that way, but golly. Anyway, I don't remember who it is, but yeah. So you've been 2019. You started shooting and trying to kick off this. I guess how many years did you serve?
Military?
Yes.
21.
21. You did it all.
Yes, sir.
You got it all.
Yes, sir.
And what branch did you serve?
In the Army.
Army. So we appreciate your service. 21 years means you held several positions in 21 years.
Yes, sir. I sure did. Had multiple jobs.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so 21 years means you put the full ride in. You got it all. So there's a lot of folks that get there 4 and go on.
Yes, sir.
And then there's a lot of folks. We have a gentleman that works for us. He's retired military. He did 18. And the only reason he didn't do 21 is because they offered him full deal at 18. And so he took it.
Well, I would have actually stayed in longer, but I did some damage to my knee and had to have a full knee reconstruction done with, I got cadaver ligaments and tendons in my knee. I got a plastic kneecap.
Yep.
And I just couldn't hang with the younger generation anymore, so I decided it was time.
Well, that was the same thing that sort of happened with him too, is what he said. Is he had sustained a back injury. He was when you're at 17, 18 years, it's like, well, we can't just dump him, because he's got too much seniority. So they offered him early retirement, and he took it. So, which is good. So,
yep.
But here we are. Now you're shooting. Me and you met through archery a few years ago.
Yes, sir.
I do remember when you were at Martin, and then I remember that you wasn't at Martin anymore. And they've been a few changes over there at times, um, with a couple of different owners and stuff. But what brand bow are you shooting?
I'm shooting Hoyt.
You're shooting Hoyt.
Yep, been shooting Hoyt for the last 2 years, and as of 2 days ago, I will be shooting and representing Hoyt again the next tournament season.
Yes. Well, as of 2 days ago,
Yes, sir.
You and Big Cat got it worked out, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, as of a couple of days ago, I will also be representing Hoyt for another year. This would I picked it up late in the like I signed January of last year, so it was late. Yep. Usually you sign August, September, October. I didn't sign until January. So and I have a brand new bow that just showed up to the shop. I don't know, less than a week ago. So
which one did you end up getting?
It's a 37. I did not. Me and the 40 didn't get along.
See, I've got 240 and I have a 37.
Me and the 37 just got along so much better. Does that make sense? Like the 40 shot phenomenal. I told everybody it was the best bow I shot till I got my 37. Got my 37, got it all set up, and it started doing its job, And so I just let go of the other my 40 and ordered a second 37. So I have another 37, which will be my indoor outdoor bow. I know you've seen the green bow because I shoot 3D with it.
Yep.
So this is a brilliant blue or whatever they call it, and with white limbs, and that'll be my indoor outdoor bow.
Oh, your copycat. The one that I just ordered was the blue with the white limbs.
Right.
And a 37, and also and my blue one that I have now is that I use for 3D is a 37.
Yes, I knew that. What poundage is that you're shooting?
It's 65 pounds, but I got it back down to, I think right now it's set at 61.8.
Mm-hmm. Well, mine, the green one is 65 pounds. So, but tournament season ain't around the corner yet. I mean, I know if we're tournament archers, we're going to, always try to stay halfway decent shooting. But there's something else that's on the horizon, as in Saturday.
Yes, sir.
That would be Georgia deer season.
Yes, sir.
So
you gonna be in a stand or anything?
I'll be at the archery shop.
Same here.
But Sunday, I hope to get in the stand. So what bow are you hunting with?
I'm using the RX-8.
The RX-8, which is a smooth drawing bow.
Oh, I love that RX-8.
Yeah.
Love it.
I am using, which you probably saw my Facebook picture, I updated it from this weekend, is the AX2 in Bottomlands. Bottomlands Resurgent has been ridiculous. It's crazy how much the Bottomlands has come along and done. So,
oh yeah,
look, Eric says it's Chucky.
Yeah, what's up, Eric?
And
Dean
said good evening. Oh, Lewis Holmes. See, look.
Yep, there we go.
There you go, Lewis Holmes. I knew it was somebody. So, Louis.
But I did my RX-8. I do mine. All my hunting bows are done blacked out.
All right. Well, I have not had a camouflage hunting bow in 5 years until this one.
Oh wow!
I have always had either a black bow because they're easy to resell, or I had an OD green bow, but it's always been a solid color. They're just simple to sell.
I thought about that OD green, but I spent too much time in the service and dealt with that OD green too much. I wanted something a little different,
I understand that. I used to tell everybody that I bought my tournament bows in black for years because it was just the easiest bow to ever resell if you ever needed to resell it, because black goes with everything,
Right.
You can
see, I still own my black Stratus.
Yep, but you can change the strings on it to like you put pink strings on it this year and then blue strings on it next year. It looks like a new bow. You
Yep,
know. So
absolutely. What arrow are you shooting for your deer season?
I have gone to yes, I have that, Miss Dawn. We'll talk about that in a minute. I have gone to the new Easton 5.0.
That's the match grade. That's exactly what I'm shooting.
Yep. So I have the 5.0. I have a 75 grain titanium insert on the front, and then I'm running 100 grain broadhead. I'm running I shoot for B3, so I have the new Lynx Picatinny sight,
Mhm.
and then I have I'm using their thumb button, and I have the Ultra View bars front and back that are matching in that. I got it in that OD green color because it matches the camouflage, and then I have the scope, which is the Ultra View scope on my B3 because it's the same scope that I run for 3D. So it doesn't change my look. You know, it's what I used to looking at 90% of the time shooting. So it was just simple. Put it on there and rocked it. So
Okay. I'm running the Excel Landslide.
Yep.
And the AVX41 scope.
Mm-hmm.
And I normally run Strude scopes for all my tournament shooting, whether it's indoor 3D or field, whatever. I use the Strude Nomad scopes.
I got you.
But I chose the 41, the AVX41, because when I'm looking through my peep, it's the same view that I see through my Nomad.
Yeah.
I run the specialty podium peeps on everything.
I got you.
On everything. I'm using the Conquest bars by Black Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Hamsky Rest and True Ball Goat Release.
I got you. So I have Hamsky Rest on my tournament bow, and I have a QAD on my Hoyt because it was integrated, just went to it. I had it, and so there it went, right? It's on there. It's also got my name on it. So, so I might as well use it.
I used to run the QADs, and I want to say it's about 4 years ago, I had one fail, and it cost me a deer. Busted the rest, busted my arrow, deer got away, and I was like, nope, I ain't having this. And so I went to the archery shop. They didn't have another QAD, and so I bought the Hamsky, and I fell in love with it.
I mean, it's a great rest for no. If you shoot tournaments with a drop away rest, that means you trust it, right? Because a lot.
Absolutely.
A lot of tournament archers are shooting the a lizard tongue of some sort. Lots of tournament archers are shooting lizard tongue, but probably the most prevalent drop away rest would be the Hamsky rest for sure.
Absolutely.
For tournament archery. So I do have the new QAD, what's not new, the QAD lizard tongue to test out on the new bow, just because that's going to be an indoor outdoor bow. And I just wanted to play with it because I have never played with it. I know that several top pros run that rest, and I just wanted to try it myself. So, and I just happen to have a bow that has an integration, so it just bolts to it just fine.
And see, I want to do that with the Spot Hog swap.
Yeah, well, I ran the Spot Hog forever. I did that for years. When they first came out, I ran the Edge before they came out with the swap, and then I went to the swap forever. I come off a swap to go to the Hamsky for tournament archery. And the main thing that the Hamsky come in handy with on tournament archery is that I didn't have as much arrow falling off the blade or falling off the launcher with the Hamsky as I did with the blade. So,
and see, that's one of the things that, like, I actually watched a video that Paige Pierce had posted earlier this year where she was at I believe it was a USA archery shoot, and it was so windy she went to draw her bow back, and the wind literally blew her arrow off
around her head.
Yeah.
not
And
just
so,
off of it, but around her head.
yeah.
So,
And so Hamsky actually makes a blade, that's a real narrow blade for shooting the micro diameter
micro
arrow.
diameters. Mm-hmm.
And I had one and have it on one of my Hamskys, but I changed that when I set up this bow here last week to shoot USA archery with, and went with just a regular blade so that my arrow sits down in that V,
Yep.
so the wind can't blow it around like
Blow it
that.
around. That's right. So it won't come off. That's one of the reasons that I like even the tongue that comes on the not the metal tongue, but the synthetic made, this white looking tongue.
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
Yeah, because it's got the V in it, so that even my 25s doesn't really just bounce out of it, So it stays in there enough, and then it doesn't. So that's one reason that I went to that, because I'm shooting a 25 for my tournament archery stuff most of the time, except for when I'm shooting outdoor long stuff. But let's go into. We done bored people enough with our just chit chatting. This past weekend, the Battle of the Big Creek down there at the Big Creek Archery Club, and had a great turnout. So they had the first date, and it flooded. The bottom fell out. So they canceled it and rescheduled it for this date, and it happened to be a Sunday, so that means I get to go. And so I went down and had a great time. 20 targets, and they're all deer. We didn't shoot anything but deer out of 20 targets, plus Sasquatch. But we shot him a long ways off.
But the Sasquatch was a bonus shoot, though, right?
Yeah, it was a bonus shoot. Yep. So 20 targets, and he had actually set 2 targets at several ranges, so that the trad guys had a short target to shoot at, and they were deer also.
Nice.
So he had deer. 20 targets. He actually probably about 35 deer targets on the range. If you shot the wrong one, now you're being a metal of ass, But and then we shot. Let's see, in a blind, off of an elevated platform, off of a lock-on platform. He actually tied some bungees to some trees that you had to hook to your belt and pull it tight, like if you was in a saddle, or if you were, so it was like your safety harness would be tugging on you. So we had several different things set up like that. And then also we did shoot through the car door window. So, yeah.
I wanted to go to that shoot, but my car was broke down, and I didn't get the part to fix it until Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw one of your buddies, Clint. He was telling me about your car being tore up. So
yeah,
because they shot behind us. But yeah, so they ended up with 91 shooters over the 2 different days. The first day wasn't that many shooters; it flooded. But I think he had about 88 or 90. 88, 89. Just on this past weekend, this Sunday, and it was a great turnout, and the weather was great. It's been cooler, right? So we ain't had near as humid days. Of course it's hot. Farther south you go or east you go, it gets hotter, lower in the state that you get, but it was still a great day. We had a good time, and I had one mistake that pulled me out of the money, so I can't fuss about that.
What'd you do on the mistake, though?
I didn't do. I got to talking and did not move my sight.
How many times you done that at a tournament?
Once or twice. But I'm a talker, so that's usually what happens is I get to talking. But yeah, and then I shot a second arrow after setting the sight just to be sure, or just to guesstimate what I would have shot. And it would have put me in the money for sure, because if you shoot a 5, it's a -5.
Right.
So it wasn't just losing 5 points. You actually end up losing 15 points,
Right, yeah.
So that's a lot of points in one arrow. So one arrow, that 15 points, if I just hit a 10, I ain't going to try to get the 12, but if I just hit a 10 on that one, then I would have been I'd have been in the money with an 8. So, but it was just fell out. Whew, boom. It was in line. It just wasn't where it needed to be. But
I remember doing that in the shoot off in Minden 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
42-yard shot, and I misset my sight and shot a 5.
There we go. So that's what happened this weekend. Nobody else shot, and because we're getting to the point where next weekend is deer season starts. So next weekend is actually the GAA State Target Championships.
Yep.
And so if you're not hunting and you want to shoot a 2-day tournament, go on and get signed up. It's still open till tomorrow, I think, is when he's going to cut it off. I think it's right. Tomorrow is the last day to sign up. So that is going to be over at the in Rockdale County at the field. So it's 1440. I don't know if you ever shot a 1440.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. So if someone who don't know what a 1440 is, you shoot long distance. So for the regular adults, they shoot 90 meters, 70 meters, 50 meters, and 30 meters. And then some of the older guys get a little bit of cut. They don't have to go quite as far. And then some of the kids get a different distance too, and recurvers get a different distance. You shoot a 122 at 90 meters. It looks little.
Yeah, it looks like a Vegas base at 20 yards.
For sure. Yeah, so if you want to sign up for that, and if you're a U.S. Archery member, you can go to the Sport 80 webpage and sign up for that event. That is on the 13th, and there's not so many events coming up for the next week or two, and then I'm just going to throw it out there because the GAA State Field in Kennesaw is October the 4th, and the State 3D is October the 5th. So go ahead and get signed up for those events if you want to go to those events. So because you need to sign up for those beforehand.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do the Georgia State 3D. I'm hoping.
So have you ever done a U.S. Archery 3D event before?
No, I have not.
Did you read the rules?
No, I have not.
You will shoot 2 arrows at each target, and it's meters, not yards.
Right. Well, that's the bow that I've been setting up with the X10s.
Yep.
I'm setting it up in meters and not yards.
Buster said it was a cool shoot with cool scenarios. For sure it was. I had a blast. There's no doubt about it. It was sure good to see you down there, Buster.
Well, you're the third person that's told me about the shooting through the car door. How many people hit their limb or their cam?
I don't know. So yeah, I was thinking the same thing. There was we had 2 blinds that we shot out of, so people could hit their cam on it. We also had an elevated platform that had a rail around it. It's almost like a trailer steps, about 4 steps up in a landing, but it had rails all the way around it. So I mean, I'm backed all the way up to where the end of the step is, so that when I draw out and shoot, that I ain't gonna hit no cam.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't hear of anybody doing it. But yeah, that's when I shot. I will say when I shot, I broke the shot forward, and my stabilizer bumped into the door. Boom, So, but I was far enough away the cam didn't, but the stabilizer did. But right. it was a great time. We had a blast.
Well, I had some medical issues this year that prevented me from even touching a bow. And so I missed out on a lot of the 3D shoots this year.
Yep, you did. Yeah, 23 maximum. Most folks that are shooting field are probably going to shoot skinnies, Dawn. So I don't think you're going to have a problem with many people who shoot both switching back to a 23 arrow just for the 3D shoot. A lot of them are just because you got to shoot 2 arrows anyway. I mean, the middle is the same size no matter what area you shoot at it.
Correct.
That's something David Cousins told me many years ago. He said the middle is the same size. I don't care if you got an X10 or a 27. It's the same. The middle is the exact same size as every middle there is.
Yep, and I would just as soon be able to fit 2 arrows in the middle as only being able to fit 1.
Yes, for sure. That is a fact.
I'm actually thinking about running 23s this next 3D season for ASA instead of my 25s.
Well, I know a lot of the guys who went to the known pro class went to 23s because of the 60-yard gap. You know, they could keep some speed, and 60 yards makes a big difference in a drag of a 27 versus and a lot of the guys who were shooting 27s went to 25s. So I mean, a lot of them went down one size for sure to be able to do what they got to do. I personally have just my 25s have just shot really well. I've not played with a lot of 23 carbon in many years, so I really wouldn't know. I mean, what I wanted to, how I wanted to build that. Haven't done that yet, but I may play with it. I got some guys that are shooting it because a lot of the kids have to shoot 23s for, in the youth division, they can't go over a 23. So I've built a lot of them for a lot of youth. So,
right.
We'll see from there.
I'm going to try them before season, just for the simple fact that I actually want to lower my draw weight on my 3D bow, and so by lowering my draw weight, I'm going to go to a smaller arrow. That way I can keep the same amount of speed, because I can build a lighter 23 than I can build my 25.
JB says he knows some folks that shoots them in a hunt and shoot. Yeah, them 26s with them screw-in points or something else, JB. That was I don't know if you saw the podcast last weekend. We was talking about the arrows that, not knowing, right? Not doing this before. JB's not, he wasn't a tournament archer by no means, when he started doing this. And so he didn't know any better. Somebody asked him about, can I shoot 26s? He's like, as long as it's got screw-in tips. And I was like, wait a minute, I got to dig for I got some 25s with screw-in tips. But I wasn't changing my setup. I shot the 5.0s, and they shot well. Had no problems with them. So,
I love that 5.0 arrow. Yeah. It's really impressed me with how durable it is. I mean,
see, that was my skepticalness of it when they was talking about grains per inch. Is it durable? Because there's a lot of light arrows out there that are not, they're brittle, I would say, right?
Agreed.
And so I was like, I don't know. I know some people who've had more problems with the Parallel Pros than I have with the 5.0s. So
yeah,
and that's supposed to be a really good arrow. So not knocking the arrow. I mean, I'm not saying what they did, but some people had some problems with them. So,
well, and that's the thing. I did some testing between the 5.0 match grade and the 5mm Axis.
Yep.
And to me, they fly the same.
Yep. You just got to drop off the
Axis. The Axis is a slight bit heavier, so it drops a little quicker
and falls off faster. Yep.
Yeah, and so I can't see really too much of a difference as far as durability goes between the two.
Yep.
But I think with the faster arrow, because of it being lighter, that it's a little more accurate.
I wouldn't. I mean, as far as I've had no problems with it. I had a pretty darn good 90-yard group with them. When I was trying to shoot them out of my hunting bow just to get a sight mark tape, trying to get close. So I was very pleased with what I had. I will say that I went up one spine. So I've been shooting 340s in my Axis, and I went up to a 300 so that I could put the 75 grain tip on the end.
Right. Yeah, see, I'm just running the standard hit insert. And the 100 grain tip.
And the collars, hitting the collar, right?
Yep.
Which is a great combination. And for the average Joe and killing deer in the state of Georgia, I mean, we're shooting. They're not big and they're thin-skinned animals. So it's not like you got to have the 2,000 grain arrow. We're not even going to go there, but
right.
But you don't need that. You don't need that for hunting deer in Georgia for sure. But
right. Well, and our max distance, that most of your Georgia deer hunters are shooting is between 30 and 40 yards anyways,
sure.
Max.
Yeah.
I mean, where I'm at, my max is only about 28, 29 yards maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that something like this walks out opening weekend. That'll be good right there. So I can see another one like that again. I'll have arrowed out.
Yeah, if one walks out like that, I'm going to have to ventilate him. But I'm on doe patrol this year.
Well, I've told you, I've said it. If I don't know if you've listened to the podcast, I've said it 1,000 times. I'm mad at them, so I'm shooting at them.
There you go.
I said, look, if it's got spots, then it just gives me something to aim at. I won't shoot scrub bucks, and I won't shoot them, but definitely are going to put some does down. Last year I chased a buck and really shouldn't have, and I passed up several opportunities to put meat in the freezer. Don't let my wife know that, but I passed up several opportunities to put meat in the freezer because I was waiting on the one. This year I'm not waiting on the one. My feeder has 6 to 8 does on it every day, night, morning, evenings. And I'm going to make sure that by the end of the season, it has 2 or 3 at the most, because I'm going to lay them out.
Yep. It's the exact same with us. We actually, where I'm hunting at, it's my landlord's lease.
Okay.
They've got 450 acres that they lease over here in Eastman, Georgia, and I'm hunting on their lease with them.
That's cool.
They had a, I don't know, a biologist or whatever it is, from the state to come out and do
things. Yep.
Do the survey, on the deer population and all that. And they told us last year that we needed to take out at least 20 does last year, and only 2 got taken off.
Wow. I've seen several things that say, we get 12 tags, 10 does, 2 bucks, right?
Yep.
In the state of Georgia. And it says that all the hunters, which I'm not going to count how many hunters are in the state of Georgia. I'm not going to even try to tell the right number because I'll say it wrong. But let's say it's 80,000. So out of 80,000 hunters, not just bow hunters, we're talking about hunters. There's only, 1.1 deer killed average. So that means we got 12 tags and people are only killing 1 deer. And they're waiting on the buck.
Yep.
What people don't understand is if you leave those does walking around, people go, that's an attractant when it comes hunting season. Let me tell you something. If there's that many does walking around, that buck ain't got to go nowhere. He ain't got to go looking for nothing because they're all over the place. So he can find something to breed easy,
Yeah, well, not just that, but I hear a lot of hunters, especially working in the archery shop. And, we have a couple guys come in and, they know who each other, and they'll get talking. Well, you got any shooters this year? I got, one that, he's kind of small, but that kind of thing. With the doe population that there is, like you said, not only do they not have to travel, but with all these does, they're eating up all the protein source that the bucks need to grow these antlers.
100%.
And so we got to, as hunters, we got to start taking out more does and not just wait on that 1 buck and then be done for the season.
Yeah, I've told somebody in the shop, and we've talked about it several times. I would like to see a kill a doe to earn a buck tag.
Oh, I'm 100% for that. 100% for that.
Because that way, more does would be killed. Because the guy, he would knock that first one down so he could get his buck tag and sit around and watch and wait.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, that's what's that's how it's going. I hope that you have a great season. What indoor travel, outdoor travel, what travel are you going to do for tournaments this year?
I'm actually stepping it up even some more this year. I'm going to do the Hoosier 690, then the Rushmore Rumble. I'm doing Lancaster, Indoor Nationals, Vegas. I'm going to try and do all the ASAs again this year. But I think this year I'm also going to incorporate and do a few of the USA Archery. My plan is to do Gator Cup, the one in California, the Buckeye, and maybe the Arizona Cup.
Well, Arizona is not going to happen next year, so you don't have to worry about that one. They won't have an Arizona Cup for 2026.
Okay.
So that's not on the list. So that's one less thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know if you've ever been there, but there is no grass. So don't.
Oh yeah, that's in my backyard. I used to live in Phoenix for many years.
There's no grass, and so they don't know what grass looks like. But yeah, it's funny. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna try to make any local stuff just to get some warm ups in.
Oh, absolutely. I messed up last year by not doing that, and when the very first ASA rolled around, I was nowhere near prepared for it.
That's right.
Nowhere near.
Yep. I know your riding buddy or your friend Chuck Clint has been he makes a lot of shoots. I see him lots of times.
Yeah.
And it's helped him. I mean, it showed up. He's done well. So,
My biggest issue with the shoots though is like on this year, I think there was only maybe 3 that was on a Sunday.
Yeah, see, that's just me. I'm in the same boat. I've actually told folks that look, I don't care if you don't host all of yours on Sunday, but if you give me 1 or 2 dates that I can get there, I might try to get there on a Sunday if you'll host something on a Sunday. So.
Right. I actually had that conversation earlier. Actually, I think it was just right before the Classic. I was talking to Scott Parrott about it.
And Scott did a lot of 2-day stuff when he did.
Yeah, that's what he told me. That he did a lot of 2 years or 2 day. Yeah.
Yep. So he could, accommodate both. But yeah, so we are going to host at the shop. We're going to host 2 of the TSOs, the Shootout Series.
Yep.
Events for the Chattahoochee region. So we're hosting 2 of those events this year. And then over where in Prattville, oh my God, what is it? Archery shop. Anyway, he's going to host a couple, and then they haven't announced where state will be, and there's a couple more. But yeah, so the TSO would be something that I could try, do something different, and go out there and try that. And it's a pretty fun thing because if you make the top 8 in the nation, you get to go to the gauntlet and shoot just sort of like Lancaster, off a shooting stage, lit up, the whole 9 yards, film, talk to, and the whole 9 yards. Householder's place. Yeah, Householder's Place. Yep, that's it. My brain is not working today.
It's going to be kind of like they used to do the, what was the one they had at the Bass Pro, where they went in and you stood on the platform and all the targets would pop up or roll across. And you saw that.
It's not a pop-up. This is just to be a vertical 3-spot tournament. So,
okay. But I mean, it'd be kind of similar, same thing, or Lancaster.
The dates for the TSOs actually are listed on www.georgearchery.com. Then you go to the calendar page. Everything on that calendar, anything that I've gotten updated, I put out a list for 6 months worth of dates, and oh my God, there's not many open weekends. By the time you add in this, that, and the other, there ain't many open weekends. So.
I actually got a young lady that lives up in that northern area that I'm going to try and get into doing some of the 3D stuff this year.
Oh, Jesse said, "Yep, I'm waiting to get that new pretty red bow and show me how it's done." So the TSO shoots a vertical target. They score it like Lancaster, and then after it's said and done, they have shoot ups. Like Lancaster, so you can practice for the shoot ups that are at the gauntlet. It's pretty cool. So we just had a couple of students shoot it last year, and I thought, man, I just need to go ahead and host a couple of them and try to get some more of my students to shoot that. So we're trying to bring a team of folks over to shoot that event. And so it's just one more thing that you can do, along with 4-H and S3DA and GBAA and ASA and IBA. Oh my good Lord, there's enough organizations out there, just not enough dates to shoot them all. That's the way it works. So,
I actually just watched an interview where they was talking to Mike Schlosser.
Yep.
They were talking about all the dates and all that. for all like the World Archery
Oh
events
yeah,
that they have.
they're starting right. They're going. I mean, the first one is like next. They just finished Korea, and it won't be long. They'll be indoor like first week in
October.
January. Yep, October starts. You know what I'm saying, and they'll just keep rolling. There's not a down season anymore like it used to be.
Yeah, and that's what he was saying. And so, like even him, that man is a phenomenal shot.
Yep.
And he said that he's missed tournaments or just didn't go to tournaments because he needed some downtime.
Downtime for sure. Well, look, if you haven't, let me click this so we go here. There it is. So if you haven't followed us, like, comment, share, and subscribe to all of the platforms that we are on. And we're on pretty much everywhere. Instagram, TikToks, Facebook, X, Snappy Chats, and YouTube. We're also, if you're listening to this in the audio form, we're in anywhere that you can find podcast. The main two or main three is Google. YouTube now is taking on the podcast world. So that's part of Google. And then, you can find it at Apple. Apple used to be podcast or Apple Music. Now it's, iTunes, and then you can find it on Spotify and almost anywhere else that has happened. So please, if you do listen to it, make a comment. Whatever platform you listen to, just leave a comment, says, hey, I like the show or whatever. It's the best way for anybody to know who's watching and whatever. Yeah, we can see analytics in the backside, but nobody can see analytics on the front side. So if you leave a comment, people know it. I did hit over 500 on the YouTube. Yay, congratulations, we hit 500 on the YouTube, but we always can use more starting a new year. And as we talked about, I set up a new desk, so hopefully we'll get some more content besides just the normal podcast up during the next season. And when new products come out, maybe we'll be reviewing a little bit of them or talking about them. If you had a event that you want on the calendar, you can send me an email. It is info@georgiaarchery.com. Leave me your information, and we'll post it up everywhere we can. If you want to be a guest on the show for something, you can always send me an email. Every date that we talk about on this is always found on the calendar page on the www.georgiaarchery.com. You can also find pictures of shoots that we've been to, and most state shoots. I have a camera person that takes a lot of pictures at state shoots and that type of stuff. So that's where you can find us. And I just have to always get that in there because somebody needs to know, if they don't know, that the website is vital for a lot of people with all those dates.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a whole lot easier to figure it out in one place than scroll the internets and the interwebs of who's, what's, when's, where's, and how's. And I try my best to put the address, contact information, times that they're shooting, classes they're shooting. I try to put all of that information on that page so that you can find it, or you can point you to their page that has that information so that you're not feeling lost when you get there. Chuck, I appreciate you hanging out with me for the about the hour that we've been on this thing. It's always a pleasure. I hope to see you at the next big shoot. Am I going to tell this? I am trying to shoot the Rumble.
Nice.
So that is my plan, is to shoot the Rumble. So if nothing else, I'll see you there. I know I won't see you at the Hoosier because I'm not going to the Hoosier. So, but if you make some of these locals, like if you try to get up to a TSO, yes, they're on Saturday. But if you try to get to a TSO or some other state events that may happen before then, I'm having a Halloween shoot and a Christmas shoot and some other shoots. So if you're off, or the season slows down a little bit and the shop's not so busy, you might can sneak out of there and make one or two of those. But you're welcome anytime. You know where we're at, and I appreciate it very much. So tell everybody where they can find you one more time.
You can find me on Facebook as Chuck Competitive Archer, or on Instagram under Chuck Durnell.
Well, that's going to be it for this week. Until next time, take someone, teach them how to shoot a bow. It will last them a lifetime. I'm Big John.
I'm Chuck Darnell.
Chuck, and we'll see ya.